I am getting started on the install for the van flares, and I don't know exactly what to do. I do know what to do, but I don't know how it'll come out. So I need to remove these two windows and then cut this metal piece out, which I've got some tape on there just to mark where I'm going to be cutting it. And I've never removed a window before, but it's kind of nice that I'm pulling the small one out as well as the bigger one, because I can kind of see like how it comes out. And this one's a lot easier to manage than doing the big one. So I know I need to pull these screws out, and then I don't know how sticky the trim is going to be in there. So I don't know if I'll need to like take a blade to it or how to pull that out, but I don't know, one step at a time. That is super loose. Yeah, these are actually all super loose, which I don't know if that's normal, but just coming right off. I'm gonna take a razor blade and just kind of cut at that to see what happens. It feels like there's plenty of space, like a gap between whatever this stuff is here and the metal of the van. Like that blade slid in there pretty easy, and you can see it's moving. So I think if I continue to just run that blade around it, it should pop off. I'm actually gonna put just one of those screws lightly back on there. That way I don't accidentally push the whole thing and have it fall onto the ground. Yeah, that's definitely it's definitely off. All right, there's a window. So the rest of that, I'll just peel that residue off. It's pretty, not brittle, but I mean, peeling off pretty easy. But yeah, I can just clean that right up. All right, same thing with this bigger one. Most of these, I'd imagine, yep, also super loose. Oh, there's one that's kind of tight. Oh, the comment I was making with like not knowing how long this weather stripping stuff works. I mean, you can see, maybe, this is already like separated and kind of cracked a little bit. Because I think over time it's gotta, I don't know if dry up is the right word, but maybe that is the right word, dry up. And my friend Ashley is helping out. You grab the bottom of that, and then I'll just like push the top out. All right. You got it? Nice. Immediately breaks the lamp. Cool. All right. It wasn't even as scary as I thought it was going to be. So same thing with this one. I got to peel all this old residue stuff off. I'm actually not too worried about using the metal cutoff. The thing that like makes me nervous is this is like the point of no return, you know, because as soon as I cut that off, like the flares have to work out. So yeah, I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna cut the inside first and do it probably in line with this, but then on the outside I'll end up having to cut a little bit lower because you can see how this is the outside of the van and this is where the flare is going to be attached. So this section will have to be cut out, but I think I'm going to just follow the edge of this for cutting on the inside because there's like 2 different pieces of metal there. So I don't know, let's just go for it. You can see where I was cutting it on the inside. So this outside piece, I need to, you know, cut it lower than that. And then, I don't know how that's gonna work. I might have to cut it higher up and then trim that piece lower to like get the outside section off and then cut like in here as well. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we'll figure it out. It's all paint. So that should be fully released from the outside. Obviously that line is not, you know, straight or cleaned up, but once I have the whole thing released, then like I was saying, I can cut out that little front piece there. So I'm gonna get the rest cut from the inside, and then I should be able to clean it up pretty easy. Ta-da! So yeah, now that that's out of the way, I can cut it along the tape and get those little pieces out. I cleaned them up and they're looking pretty good. So the flare should be able to sit right in here and there's nothing in the way of that. I do have all like this exposed metal now though. So I'm gonna take, oh, I should have left that tape actually. I'm gonna take some primer to like the edges of all of that to seal up the metal because I don't want that rusting at all. And then we'll get the flare fitted on there. Actually, I'll fit the flare first. Fit the flare first. And just make sure that it's gonna fit. And then still need to get all this stuff peeled off, paint those edges, and then screw in the flare. It looks like I didn't cut quite low enough, which I actually did that on purpose. I cut a little bit below my tape line because I'd rather have it be really snug than like too loose and have to fill in the open metal. So like right here on the bottom, I'm gonna have to fill that all in with more than just silicone. So I may even like fiberglass over that, but I don't know, we'll worry about that when we get there. But I do need to trim the top so that it'll actually fit because it's kind of getting blocked. So let's get a little more cut out and then I'll make sure it fits on there. It still wasn't fitting even after I trimmed that piece off the van. So I'm gonna cut the edge of the flare because it's just a little bit too big. So yeah, it'll make a mess, but gotta do what you gotta do. I'm running out of light, but should be able to get this up there pretty quick. I've got some butyl tape that I'm gonna wrap around the edge of the flare. And I'm gonna do a double layer of it because what that's gonna do is basically fill in any spots that aren't flat up against the van and seal it. And then I'll also go around the edge with some silicone. So the butyl tape doesn't have to seal it up perfectly, but it'll just give a really good, like, solid contact between the flare and the van. And I'm pretty much out of light now, but I'm gonna get this up. Got the butyl tape down. I did like 3 strips of that. It was pretty small. I know you can buy like wider butyl tape, but that's just what they had at Home Depot. So we're gonna get that lifted up and then get a couple holes drilled into it and then screw it in. Just have to get the top on it first. Get the corner screwed in right here and then do one over there and just make sure they're kind of spread out. All right, first screw's in. All right, I'm gonna get some more screws in that, but we are pretty much out of daylight, so you can't really see a whole lot. And show you what it looks like tomorrow. I'm pretty stoked with how this is looking on the outside. And it's definitely, I have plenty to do. It's not, well, I guess it's kind of close to being done. It's on there. But I do want to get some more screws on there. The next thing I need to address is the hole that's right here. And then there's also, I can't actually see up there, but the hole on the top as well from the metal that I removed. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to get some more screws in there. And then I'm going to take some spray foam insulation and fill in like these spots underneath. You won't be able to see it, but like where the wood is like touching the metal, and then also on the top here, like inside, if you can see the light on my finger, that's like where it's coming in from the outside. So yeah, fill that up with the spray foam insulation, and then I'll have to take a blade and trim it from the outside. And then I'll have to situate that wire so it just runs down like against that wall, and then it'll get carpeted over. So it won't be too noticeable. But anyways, that's a problem for later. I think I'm just gonna stuff a bunch of my foam board in there and just make like a piece for it for the spray foam to be able to sit on. I think that should work. If I just take a bunch of this, kind of shove it in there, because I need to be, you know, insulating those spots anyways. I think that should be good. So that board right there, the insulation, I should be able to spray right on top of that now. See how much of a mess it made on the outside. Oh no, that's perfect. I'll probably just leave it just like that. I will have to clean it up a little bit more because it'll expand and kind of push out of that crack some. So I'll probably have to take a razor blade to it just to smooth it out. But yeah, that worked out. I still need to, oh, actually the top is looking pretty good too. So yeah, once that dries, I could take a blade to it, and then should be good to silicone over. I'm thinking I'm gonna paint the screws too. I'm definitely not a pro with laying silicone, and this says clear on it, but it definitely looks white. I don't know, we'll see what happens. This is like an indoor-outdoor Weather Max. It's supposed to be like the best version of this stuff. So hopefully it works pretty good. Yeah, that's definitely coming out white. So we'll see if it dries clear. I know you couldn't see that because I was like standing in front of it, but that went down all right. I might do a second layer on top of it because it is still kind of in that, I don't know what you call it, not the divot, but the spot between the flare and the van. So I might just fill that in and make it flat, but I don't know. I'm just gonna have to clean my hands a bunch, but it's looking pretty decent. Pretty happy with that. I spent way too long getting that caulk on there, but it looks pretty good. Got a nice line there. It was a little bit funky here where I cut that metal support out, but I don't know, it's all right. Nice clean line there. Overall, I am super happy with how that's turned out. I think it looks pretty good. It attached nicely, and I already showed the inside, but there's another shot there. I am super excited for how it's gonna be like building out with the flare there. Of course, I still need to do the flare on the other side, but you'll see that in the next video, or you can check out my Instagram at customoffgrid. I'll put it on the screen somewhere or in the description, and yeah, I'll get some pictures posted on there. I just do all van build stuff there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I know it's definitely not perfect, and you can buy like the really nice prefab ones, but I like it. So thanks for checking out the video. Continue to follow along with the build, hit subscribe, and see you again soon.